name is Norma Gordon, and I am a third grade special education teacher here in Fairfax County. And I have a student who has a lot of difficulties, both academic and behavioral. And when I met him this year and started working with him, I just knew as soon as I met him that God had put him in my life for a reason. I wasn't really sure what that reason was, but I knew it was there. And so as I started working with him more and I got to know his mom and his family a little bit more, I got to know a little bit more about his background and some of the struggles that he had and some of the obstacles he and his family had overcome. And as I got to know him better, I really felt like I was really struggling with what my role should be. I mean, I could be his teacher in the classroom, but I really felt like God was telling me to do more, but I just didn't know what, and I was really, really struggling with this. And I came to church one Sunday, and Ron spoke, and I'm sorry, Ron, but I don't really remember that much of the sermon, except for that you started it by saying, who do you know that needs to know God's love?
God has a picture of kindness that extends far beyond being nice. David teaches us that the kindness of God needs to be lavish, that it demands self-sacrifice, that it must be intentional, that it takes personal investment, and that it has to be relational. That is what it means to show and to experience the lavish kindness of God in our lives. And so the question this morning that I've asked several times is this: who is that person that you need to lavish God's love and kindness onto? Who is that person? And what step are you going to take this week to begin that process relationally with them?
And as soon as I heard that, I was like, that's it. This little boy, Ty, he's the one. He needs to know God's love, and that's why God put him in my life, so I could reach out to him. So I drove him to school. I picked him up, and when I brought him home from school that afternoon, when I was waiting for someone to open the door at the apartment, I was waiting, and when they did, I noticed that it looked like some people had been sleeping in the living room. There was no furniture, and they had just been sleeping under some sheets. And so on the way out, I actually ran into Ty's mom and asked her, how things were going, how the move went, and how they were enjoying the new apartment. And she shared with me some of the struggles she was going through, and that she said that they didn't have anything in the apartment. And I just really didn't understand what that meant, not to have anything. And so I said, if you need some things, I could probably rustle up some stuff for you. What kind of things do you need? And she explained to me that they had nothing, that they had moved with only the clothes on their back. So I sent the email to Erica and said that I had heard about the Passion for Community and about spring, and wondering if this was something that they could do, if they could help this family out. And I thought maybe they might have maybe a mattress or a bed or a dresser or a couple of things. And all I did was send an email, and everyone went into action.
We found out about him through Norma, who goes to our church, who is actually a teacher, and one of the boys from this family is her student. She found out that they were evicted from a home, and they ended up having to just leave and go to another place. They went to an apartment, but they had absolutely nothing. They had no furniture, no bedding, no kitchen stuff, just the clothes on their back. So we were able to pull together just a whole entire group of things for them. We found out, their sizes and sex and age and what they all needed, and we ended up pretty much supplying him a whole apartment full of furniture and clothes and toys for the kids.
We got called out to do another delivery out in the Herndon area, and we never know what kind of things go until we get here, so we decided to bring 3 vehicles, and we realized that when we started loading the truck up that we were essentially moving a whole house. And so what we usually do at the end is ask the family if we can pray for them, and they were really receptive to that, and it was just a cool night. And after going back there, they actually gave us things that they had that were extra to kind of pay it forward. So it was just a cool night.
And it was just really neat because when we got there, two of the women just were starting to cry because she was just overwhelmed. They just couldn't stop thanking us enough and crying about what they were seeing, because we gave them really nice stuff. We gave them toys that were appropriate for each age. We try to put in little extra special things for the kids and for the teenagers.
We are today delivering for a family with this spring. This is a Hispanic family, and now we have the pleasure to be able to give them the Bible in Spanish, so they'll be able to learn in their own language and learn about the Word of God. And so they know the main reason we're doing this is for God and for them to know that God loves them.
I think that this family was really touched that all of these people were there. It wasn't just, one person, and it really was more than just the delivery of the goods, but everyone came up, and there's little children there, so everyone was, talking to the kids and picking them up, and it was great because someone asked them if we could pray together, and the mom gathered up all the kids and everyone, and we all circled up and held hands, and we were able to pray together. So I think it was more than just the things that we delivered, but the act also that was meaningful to me, and I think it was meaningful to the family as well.